What is up, guys? We are back at the OTK Expo with yet another interview. We are here with Tips. If you don't mind introducing yourself to all the people at home.
Well, thanks for having me, Jake. My name is Tips. I'm the CEO of OTK and the lead of strategy at Mad Mushroom.
And not to bring this out right away, but a little nervous at the point of us recording. It's a big day, obviously, for you. A lot going on, but feeling the nerves?
It's exciting. A lot of adrenaline. Would be lying if I said I slept last night, but no, it's super exciting. You know, we're doing something really interesting at OTK. We always try to push the envelope, and we're taking a big leap tomorrow. So super excited.
Yeah, and we're talking about hundreds of thousands of viewers and some indie devs out there getting exposure that, it's a dream come true for a lot of them that we've also already interviewed. Is there a game in particular that you were excited to hear more from during the expo at all?
Honestly, this year, not that last year was any worse or anything like that, but this year we had so many good games. I mean, we had over 900 games apply to the expo, and when we got to the final shortlist, we had like over 120 games on the shortlist, which was like, oh my God, how do we cut so many games out of the show? So a particular one, I'm a big fan of roguelites, so that particular category, very, very excited for it. There's a lot of cool games coming out there. Adventure games, action games, so many good ones this year. I mean, I think the indie dev scene is continuing to grow, and developers are pushing out some really, really cool stuff. So excited to spotlight all of them.
And speaking more to that, the huge announcement coming out today of Mad Mushroom, brand new publishing company. Obviously a huge, huge announcement, especially for shining more of that light towards indie devs. Got to ask, when it comes to Mad Mushroom, what are the ultimate goals behind this publishing company?
So I guess the big thesis behind Mad Mushroom is that every single day you have, dozens and dozens, I think it's like 30 or 40 games released on Steam. Last year, close to 11,000 games were released on Steam. And there are so many incredible developers out there that are working on exciting projects, that even release exciting projects, but unfortunately, due to the saturation, due to market conditions, they're just not able to get their games out there. So for us, it's really all about using our platforms as OTK, through our influencers as well, to elevate those games, spotlight them, which is something that we've already been doing for years, but now we have an opportunity to do it in partnership with these developers and really focus and concentrate on it.
And so if I were to ask you, like, what's the perfect scenario to come from a publishing company like this? You announce it, but what's the perfect scenario? Is it for to have an indie dev come in and obviously the game blows it out of the water, or is it to help as many people as possible? Is there anything in particular?
For sure. I mean, a lot of different goals. I think at the end of the day, OTK at its core is gamers. And for us, having the opportunity to work with awesome developers that have been working on incredible projects and just, helping them get it out there is really the goal. Whether it's 1, 10, 100 developers, whatever we can do to get as many games that are hidden gems out there out into the sunlight, that's what we're going to do. So, not necessarily a quality versus quantity thing, but it's more of, whoever we can help that's working on something exciting, we want to reach out to them. We want them to contact us, and we want to try to help them get their game out to the public.
And I wouldn't call it ironic. Some crazy stuff happened in the space, and I know a lot of viewers at home are well aware of the Twitch announcement that happened ironically within the same week span of the OTK Expo. OTK making a statement on all of that, and luckily Twitch retracting at least part of their statement. OTK at one point had made a statement that they were potentially going to leave Twitch because of this giant update. My question to you being like, why was that update such an important thing to people like OTK who put on the expo, to someone like Cutie who puts on the Streamer Awards? When Twitch first made those statements, why was it so important that you guys respond like that?
For sure. At the end of the day, content creation, obviously it's driven by creativity, it's driven by people, staff, it's driven by innovators. And a lot of the times, the higher you go on, the creative side of the spectrum, and the larger your productions become, and the more staff you have involved, obviously that requires you to partner up with more industry partners, with brands, with sponsors, etc. And so for things like the Streamer Awards, for the OTK Games Expo, we couldn't do these events without obviously our staff working long hours, without these amazing production facilities that we play, and without individuals such as yourself all across the industry supporting us. We wouldn't be able to finance or pay for a lot of that without our partners, the brands, the sponsors, etc. So for us, compromising our ability to work with brands really hurts us on an event level with OTK, But at the same time, that wasn't something, the Twitch branded guidelines weren't something that just affected us. I mean, if you're a small content creator and you're not able to get, a $500 Raid Shadow Legends sponsor because you've got to put a banner on your stream, well, then you're kind of fucked, screwed, or, it sucks. At the end of the day, I think Twitch, I'm very, happy that they rolled back those guidelines. I think, they probably misapproached that situation, and I wish they'd maybe taken some time to reach out to some creators all across the spectrum to see their thoughts on it. And hopefully, moving forward, we'll be getting some more communication from them, and hopefully they'll be more transparent about that stuff. Because again, it affects us on the grand production scale, but really the reason we put out that statement is because we knew it affected everybody, especially that streamer who's just starting out, 5, 10, 50 concurrent viewers, just got their first, HelloFresh or Raid Shadow Legends sponsor, and then all of a sudden, they might not be able to do it because of those guidelines. So that's why we put out that statement.
Let's bounce it back to the devs. You said that last year almost 1,000 applicants for these indie devs to be in this expo. I don't know if you want to speak to numbers for this year, but we know that a key focus for this year was a diversity of those developers. Could you speak more to that?
For sure. So at the end of the day, or I should say the beauty of game development, unlike some of the industries that I've been in the past, is it's incredibly diverse. Obviously across the United States, but also across the world. At this expo, we're featuring developers from Brazil, from India, from Pakistan, from, all corners, Eastern, Western Europe, all over the world, South America, everywhere. So, again, the beauty of this industry is you get that opportunity to really showcase a lot of people from around the world. And that's something that's, important to us at OTK. It's important to me very, very much personally. So, we've definitely got some awesome developers with some awesome stories from around the world being featured this year, and a lot of people from different backgrounds as well.
And last one for you, the viewers at home, we were also told the accessibility for this stream is also very important. We want all the people, as many people as possible from around the world, to tune in and be able to see something from what could be the next up and coming big developer out there. Can you speak a bit more to the accessibility for the viewers? For
sure. So, all of us in life have different advantages and disadvantages. And at the end of the day, gaming is really an industry that's for everybody. You see a lot of games nowadays, or it's almost the standard nowadays. Back in the day, it was rare to see, but, things like colorblind support, support for all sorts of different, disabilities. And that's something we really want to support here at OTK. If you're watching our content, we want to make sure you're able to. We want to make sure you're able to consume it in a way that's easy and accessible to you. And so today this year we're very much doing it for the first time, and we're excited to continue expanding on it and making sure that all of our content is accessible by everybody.
And we've also really leaned into the number of applicants from these indie devs, just shy of 1,000 last year. You just told me off screen a little over 1,000 probably this year. 1,000 developers applying for an expo to get hundreds of thousands of viewers. It's got to be tiresome to have to sift through all these applicants to try and pick and choose the correct ones. So what is that process like for the indie devs at home, maybe watching, trying to be a part of the show next year?
Well, believe it or not, it's actually the most exciting part of our day. Whenever I see new applications come in, it's the first thing I do is I go to the Google sheet, and I can't wait to watch the trailer, the gameplay, whatever it is. Because again, at the end of the day, OTK, our influencers, our team, we're all gamers. So it's very exciting. I mean, there's some projects out there that are being made by small studios, 1 to 5 person dev teams that will absolutely blow you out of the water. And you'll see when we put on the show. But no, in terms of the process, it's very collaborative. Our entire team, all of our streamers, we have our weekly meetings. We get together, we open up the document, and we've been reviewing the games every week. And it's an amazing process hearing, what Soda Poppin thinks about a game versus Emaru versus Asmongold, and all of us kind of coming together and, thumbs up or thumbs down for the show. That's the hard part, unfortunately. But, the process is really just getting all of our team together, watching these trailers together, enjoying them, celebrating the industry. And it's very difficult to select who stays and who goes, but nonetheless, it's still very exciting.
We have seen so many people outside of indie devs get into the space trying to make their own game. We got Dr. Disrespect, we got Shroud and Sacriel, we got 100 Thieves, we got a lot of others, and all the streamers who are trying to make games as well, the big group out there too. Why choose a publishing company as opposed to trying to compete with all those guys at this time?
For sure. So I think for us, all those people you listed are brilliant. We're idiots. And when it comes to game development, we've realized it's very, very hard. In fact, a little bit too hard for us. It's a cut above. But jokes aside, I think at the end of the day, we have a lot of respect for the hard work and the expertise that developers have in the space. All of our friends, some of them that you mentioned just now, working on exciting projects, we're fully in support of what they're doing. But we realize that in order for us to accomplish our goal of spotlighting as many developers as possible, it would be more effective for us to partner up with developers, help them fulfill their dreams, and us offer, what is in fact our core competence, which is our marketing abilities. So leaning into what we're good at and letting the developers do what they're good at is probably, the angle that ultimately we will take. But at the same time, game dev is very exciting, and we're excited for all of those guys' projects as well.
Tips, thank you so much. We appreciate you, and best of luck with the rest of the expo.